Hello there and welcome to today's video. My topic for us today is what's really stopping you taking action? What's really stopping you taking action? Now, what I'm referring to is this. Have you ever been in a situation when you really want to succeed at something? It excites you, you're enthusiastic about it, you want to do this, okay? But you just can't get off your butt and take the right action. Can you relate to that? This is a really difficult thing we all face from time to time. Not just you, not just me, but everybody, right? Because we know we need to take the action, but for some strange darn reason, some weird reason, we just can't take the actions that we need to take. Sounds stupid, right? It really sounds stupid, but it's true. And you know, if you're being truthful with yourself, okay, it's happened to you before and you can't answer it either, okay? Well, today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what is it that stops us from doing that? What is it that keeps us stuck, okay? And how can we go about fixing it? That's the point I want to get at, all right? My name is Peter Beckett, I'm the Village Marketer. And as always, talking to you from my little Thai village, way up near the Cambodian border, okay? So let's look at this. What's keeping you stuck, right? And keeping us stuck, not just you, me too at times, right? Question for you, okay? And if you've got a pen, okay, write this down because I'd like you to do this, right? And the question is this: when was the last time that you did something for the first time in your business? When was the last time that you did something for the very first time in your business? This is where we're testing whether you can take action, okay? If you can't recall when the last time was you took something for the first time, then there is a big challenge we've got there, right? And these are the things, and this is pretty well known, right? These are basically the things that will stop you taking action, okay? First, fear of making a mistake, right? Whether you like it or not, none of us like to make mistakes. None of us like to hang our dirty washing out in public, right? So that can stop us from taking any action, a fear of making a mistake. And another one, of course, is a fear of being judged by some other people, right? Think about that. Think about the fact, for example, if you've just joined a new business opportunity and you are concerned about what your friends may think about it, or you don't want your friends to know about it, or you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, and you really don't want to share what you're doing because you're scared that they're going to judge you in some way, this can stop you taking action, right? Another one, lack of clarity or confusion. This will stop you taking action as well. And understandable, truly understandable, right? Very much so. Another one is you're overwhelmed with information. If you're totally overwhelmed, you don't know which step to take next. And so what happens? You don't do anything. And of course, that leads to procrastination. And I'll come back to procrastination later. But really, in terms of procrastination, it's in relation to the level of confidence you have. That's one thing. It's very important, right? And the fear of being judged. Anyway, they're the things that usually stop us from taking action, right? Now, think about this. Did you know that in any day, on average, that's you and me, okay, on average, we have 50,000 thoughts, right? 50,000 thoughts, I believe, right? And some of those thoughts are crackers. Some of them are really good, okay? But I want to ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation when you've thought about something, you think, that's really good, but it's so simple, I can easily remember that. Or, it's really easy, okay, I'll come back to that. Whatever it is, you do not record what the idea is, and whatever it is, you never get back to it, and whatever it is, you forget about it. Okay, now be honest, have you ever done it? I have, I really have, right? I'm now in a situation, I've got a book next to my bed, right? I'm getting old anyway. And I write down these ideas in the middle of the night, okay, just so I don't forget them. But the point is this, when you are not taking action on those ideas that you have, right? This is the key point I'm trying to get at. You are actually building yourself a really bad habit of not taking action. Now you might think, oh, come on, it's only a little thing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's a little thing or not, okay? When you put off these things, you are in a situation where you are deferring making a decision, where you are putting things off, and therefore you're not taking action on them. And why is this important? Is because when something comes along, right, that's a bit challenging to you in any way, shape, or form. For example, doing your first Facebook Live or your first LinkedIn Live or reaching out to a customer, whenever that comes along, you've been pre-programmed already to not take action, right? You pre-programmed yourself. And if that's the case, guess what happens? Absolutely nothing. Nothing happens at all, right? And that's the problem I'm alluding to. Because this thing of putting things off, right? You can sabotage or whatever, self-sabotage, I'm not sure what the right terminology is. You can self-sabotage yourself and your potential for success, all right? Now, here's a few other thoughts for you, because one of the biggest challenges we've got is we want to get things right before we do anything. In other words, you're chasing perfection. Now, let me ask you, are you perfect? Because I'm sure not perfect, right? And I know you're not perfect either. So stop trying to chase perfection. It's a waste of time. What's the point of it, okay? Because if you are chasing perfection before you take any action, this is what happens. Well, actually, nothing happens. One, you don't take any action because you're not quite ready yet. You just need to do a few more things, right? Or secondly, you procrastinate, as I alluded to before. And it's about a lack of confidence or a fear of being judged by other people because you haven't got things quite right yet. You don't want the world to know about it, okay? Another one is you're constantly looking for the right answer, okay? What got news for you? There is no right answer. In many of the things we do when we run our business, there's lots of different ways to do it. Some are more effective than others, right? But to be quite frank, there's no right answer and there's no wrong answer. But if you keep looking for the right answer before you take any action, because you're trying to get it absolutely right, so you don't make mistakes, that's what happens, nothing, right? That's a key factor. So with those things in mind, how do you overcome that in order to take the action that you need deep down inside you? You know you want to take. Deep down inside you, you believe and you want to take it, but you've stopped yourself from doing it, right? What can you do? The first thing is this. Ask yourself every day, okay, what is one small action I can take today that will lead me towards going to the next step? One small action, and have that small action where you just sneak outside your comfort zone, just a fraction, right? That's one. Secondly, work on being the best you can be. Not being perfect, but the greatest version of you, the greatest imperfect version of you, okay? This is what you need to do. Do not worry about anything else. Just be real, okay? If you can do that, this is going to help you because all of a sudden you'll start to realize, okay, I am who I am. People know who I am, okay? I don't need to be damn perfect, right? I just have to be me. And I can tell you that's exactly what people are looking for. They're not looking for the perfect person because if the perfect person, one, doesn't exist, and two, they won't be able to relate to you anyway. But they can relate to you if you're imperfect. They can relate to you if you've been the best you can be. That's my point to you, all right? Next thing, give yourself permission to be a beginner, right? Give yourself permission to be a beginner. What I'm saying to you is this. I'll quote one of my mentors, all right? You can't look good and get better at the same time, right? Impossible, you can't do that. And this stops many people from taking action, especially if you've had some success in the past, or maybe you're a leader of a network marketing team or whatever it is. You don't want to take this action because you know it's going to be new for you, right? And you may not look good. You may lose a bit of face, right? This is what stops people from taking action. What I'm saying to you is this: give yourself permission to look bad. Okay, give yourself permission, because that's the only way you're going to grow. Otherwise, if you don't do this, if you don't give yourself permission to be a beginner and just forget what people are going to react to you about, then you're never going to grow at all. And I'll tell you something. If you do that, you'll be very surprised by the reaction you get from people, because they can see, wow, she's really having a go at this. So it's really important, okay? And this is so they can relate with you, they can resonate with you, and they'll think, wow, if he can do this or if she can do this, so can I. All right? That's the point I'm getting at. All right? Next, two to go, right? Next. You don't need to know all the answers. I alluded to this before, okay? Stop searching for them because they don't exist. Just get on with the job. Just do it, as Nike said, right? Stop looking for excuses to put things off, right? And finally, key issue. If you're not 100% committed, I can tell you, you're going to stop taking action. Even if you're 98% committed, that means that you haven't really made a decision yet. And if you haven't made a decision yet, I can tell you, all of a sudden, when you get to the first hurdle, whatever it may be, and we all have these darn hurdles, right? Whenever you get to that first hurdle, you'll stop. Okay? You'll stop. And things will sidetrack you because you're not 100% committed. That's the point I'm getting at, right? You can't rely on willpower. I don't care how good you are. You can't rely on willpower. You've got to rely on commitment to yourself. Not 50, not 70, not 90, not 98, 100% committed. If you're 100% committed, you will have the strength of character to do the things, to take the actions that you know you need to do. That's my point to you, all right? Very, very important. I really want you to think about taking action and to be honest with yourself about what's stopping you from taking action. I mean, to be quite frank with you, I'll finish with this. More often than not, to be 100% committed, okay? And when you're 100% committed, you will take the action required. But to be 100% committed, you may very well need to make a financial commitment to something. It seems to be the key bit, right? Because once you've made a financial commitment, you think, oh, well, I've paid for the darn thing. I better make sure I do it, whatever it may be, okay? So key point is this. In order for you to achieve what you want to, you need to become the person you want to be, okay? And to do that, you need to go through a change process. To do that, you need to be 100% committed. And to do that, maybe you need to pay yourself to do that. My call to action is one, of course, join my Facebook group, Your Next Level. Always welcome there, Your Next Level. Come and say hello to me, okay? That's where we want to take you and your business to the next level. And the second thing is message me if this is of interest to you. I have a PDF that is really good little read, and it's called 7 Essential Success Strategies. 7 Essential Success Strategies. Don't leave me a comment about it. Send me a message about that if you want it, because it fits in beautifully with this, what's really stopping you from taking action, all right? So if that's of interest to you, I'll share it with you. No strings attached. All right. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me. Until next time, all the very best wishes from Thailand. Take care. Take the action, all right? Bye for now.